Seduction is a whisper in the shadows, a glance that doesn't shout itself out like a storm crashing the sky, lingers for just too long, a touch that seems both unintentional and deliberate at the same time. But the real question is, would you even recognize if a woman is attempting to woo you, or would you dismiss it as all in your head? Seduction is an ancient art form, and women have mastered it in ways that men frequently overlook. If you've ever had the uncanny feeling that a woman is playing a game with you, but you can't quite put your finger on it, pay attention to these 8 telltale signs that she's trying to seduce you. According to scientists who study body language, over 90% of human communication is nonverbal, meaning that seduction occurs in the spaces between words rather than in words themselves. The first clue to a woman's intentions is her eyes. If she's attempting to woo you, her stare won't be casual. Rather, it will lock onto you and hold. There's something archaic about the way attraction works. Did you ever feel an inexplicable pull towards someone after they held your gaze for a little too long? That's the power of lingering eyes. However, here's where it gets interesting. There's a difference between eye contact and seduction. Eye contact studies in psychology and human attraction show that prolonged eye contact releases phenylamine P, a chemical linked to feelings of infatuation. In passing, she makes casual eye contact but then looks away. Seductive eye contact is different. It's deliberate. She looks at you for a little longer than is appropriate, and when she finally looks away, it's slowly, as if she's enjoying the moment. Finally, there's the age-old test. Does she continue to catch your glance across the room? An invisible thread will be created between your eyes by a woman attempting to woo you, giving the impression that everything else is normal. Fades into the background, and if she adds a small smile that suggests anything is not stated, you can officially enter the game. Sign 2. The trick is that most men ignore these touches as unintentional, but let me ask you how often you unintentionally touch someone you aren't interested in. A woman who is trying to seduce you will use subtle strategic touch to create tension because physical touch releases tension. Her touch is accidental but never really is. A brush of her fingers, a pat on your shoulder that lingers, her knee accidentally pressing against yours under the table. Seduction is in the details. The trick is to recognize the patterns because oxytocin, sometimes referred to as the bonding hormone, strengthens bonds, lowers defenses, and increases your desire for her company without you even recognizing it. If she keeps making the same unintentional contact, it's not an accident. The next time she inadvertently touches you, don't ignore it. Instead, consider whether she's causing tension or if you're just ignoring it. If she touches you more than she touches other people in the same room, it's intentional. If she playfully hits your arm, fixes your shirt, or finds an excuse to enter your personal space, she's testing your reaction. Most people believe that seduction is solely about appearance, but they are missing one of the most powerful tools when her voice slows down and becomes softer. The voice. When a woman is trying to woo you, you'll notice that she speaks in a different way. Her tone becomes softer and more intimate, and her pace slows down as though she's enjoying every word. Her voice also becomes lower pitched, making it sound more sensual. Why does this happen? When chatting to someone they are attracted to, women automatically drop their voices, according to scientific studies. A deeper, softer voice is seen as more enticing and attractive, drawing the listener in. Have you ever heard a woman's voice change when she's speaking to someone she likes on the phone? This is because seductive speech isn't just about words, it's also about setting the mood. And here's where it gets really interesting. She will adjust her voice to match yours. This is known as vocal mirroring, and it's an unconscious behavior people do when they feel connected to someone. If her voice feels different around you, warmer, slower, lower. It's because she's drawing you into her rhythm. And if she lowers her voice to a whisper, you're being forced to lean in closer to hear her congratulations. You've just entered her game. Sign 4. She plays with her lips and hair. A woman's lips and hair are two of the most potent tools of seduction. And trust me, she knows it. If a woman is trying to get your attention, watch what she does. Some signs are so subtle that they hardly register, but your subconscious picks them up anyhow. Lip biting or lip touching is a subliminal signal of attraction that draws your attention to her mouth. She may also play with her hair, twisting a strand around it, running her fingers through it, or flipping it to one side to reveal her neck. These are all classic preening behaviors that women engage in when they're unconsciously attempting to attract a partner. According to psychologists, women instinctively accentuate their feminine features when they want to attract someone. Lips and hair are two of the most noticeable aspects of femininity, so when she feels seductive, she will draw attention to them. Here's a secret. If she puts lipstick or lip balm on you, she's testing your reaction because seduction is about tension as much as attraction, and she wants to know if you're paying attention. Sign 5. She establishes intimate distance. Seduction is not just about what's said. It's about how close someone gets when they say it. There's a silent language of proximity, a way people communicate attraction without ever uttering a word. When a woman is trying to seduce you, she'll start invading your personal space, but in a way that feels strangely natural, even hypnotic. Think about this when a stranger stands too close to you. Your instincts tell you to move away. But when an attractive woman slowly reduces the space between you step by step, inch by inch, you don't pull back, you lean in. That's because proximity breeds intimacy. According to research in human psychology, our comfort zones are typically 18 inches apart for casual interactions. But when attraction is at play, that distance shortens dramatically. If a woman is trying to seduce you, she will start shrinking that space. She will stand closer than necessary, making it so that even a slight movement causes contact. She will lean in when she speaks, bringing her lips closer to yours than necessary. She will position herself so that your arms, legs, or shoulders naturally brush against each other. Now, here's the key: she's watching to see if you pull away. If you don't, that's her green light to take things further. The next time a woman enters your space and stays there, don't ignore it. Ask yourself, would she be standing this close to anyone else in the room? If the answer is no, then congratulations, she's already pulling you in. Sign 6. She employs the compliment game. When a woman is seducing you, her compliments take on a different tone and a deeper, more personal edge. She doesn't just say you look good. Instead, she makes it intimate. For example, instead of saying you have nice arms, she says, I love how strong your arms feel, or that you're funny. She says, I love the way you make me laugh. Do you see the difference? She makes it about her experience of you, which is what makes her words seductive. When a woman is genuinely seducing you, she's making you feel unique in a way that no one else does. She's not just complimenting you casually. She's leaving a mental impression that connects her feelings with your presence. And here's where it gets even more intriguing. She'll compliment things other women wouldn't typically notice, like the way you think, the way you walk, or the way your voice sounds when you say her name. Once she does that, she knows she has you signed 7. She uses playful opposition to test you. A woman who is seducing you won't make it too easy. Instead, she will introduce moments of playful resistance, teasing you just enough to make you want to pursue her. For instance, she may act as though she isn't impressed by your charm to see how you respond. She may flirt heavily, but pull back with a smirk when you lean in. She may joke that she doesn't trust guys like you, but her body language says otherwise. This is where things take a psychological turn. Here's why the push pull effect, a seduction tactic that keeps guys interested, works. When something is provided freely, people take it for granted. But when it feels just out of reach, they find it impossible to resist. Humans value what they have to struggle for. The key here is confidence, because if you react insecurely, she will know you're not the type of man she wants to seduce. However, if you play along with her, teasing with equal vigor, she will escalate the game, and once it starts, there's no turning back. Sign 8. A seductive woman knows this instinctively and will create moments of doubt, not to reject you, but to make you desire her even more. One of the clearest signs that a woman is attempting to woo you is when she discusses hypothetical situations with you. When a woman is interested in you, she will imagine what it would be like to be with you, but she won't always say it out loud. Instead, she may make subtle. There are scenarios that raise questions like, what if we were stranded on an island together? Would we survive? Do you think we would have been troubled if we had met years ago? Will you trust me if we had to share a hotel room? These kinds of statements are meant to sow the seed in your mind because, in reality, if she is discussing hypothetical scenarios in which you and she are together, she has already considered them and is now waiting to see if you will fall for the bait. This is the last stage of seduction, where she is drawing you into her world and not just flirting. She is forcing you to consider her, you, and the two of you together, and once that thought enters your head, it is almost impossible to ignore. Seduction is about perception, not luck. Women are not naturally seductive. The question isn't whether a woman is seducing you, but rather whether you're paying attention. Therefore, the next time you see these signs, don't write them off as coincidences because nothing in the world of attraction is ever accidental. If you want to continue learning the hidden psychology behind attraction and relationships, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification. Every lingering touch, deep stare, and teasing comment is a calculated move to draw you in. You never know what you might be missing, Belle. Tell me if you've ever had a woman do these things to you in the comments section below, and we can discuss it.